Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikita. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me and playing with some makeup and just being a bit more chatty in general to give you guys the chance to get to know me a bit better and to play with some makeup. So if you haven't done so already, then don't forget to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, notification bell, all those sorts of good things. If you choose to do so, that would be great. Right, so we're going to start by popping this headband on just to keep the hair out of my face and off of my makeup. So I'm going to start by using this e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, which I haven't actually used yet. It is brand spanking new. Doesn't really smell of anything, it's just a primer. But yeah, it's new and everyone's been raving about it, so I'm going to try it out. I'm going to use the end of my brush just to scoop some out and pop it on my face. It does have a bit of a gold glow to it, which looks lovely. So, my name is Nikita, my middle name is Rose, hence the name of my YouTube channel. I thought Nikita is something that's a bit more difficult for everyone to spell and can be a bit of a mouthful sometimes. So I went with Rose. This primer is lovely. It's got a real sheen to it because it's luminous, of course. So yeah, my name's Nikita. I am a registered veterinary nurse. So I qualified maybe more than 2 years ago now, and I worked really hard for it. I did study a degree at the University of Sheffield, but it was something that I wasn't very passionate in. It was actually IT, and yeah, just by the end of it I realised that it was not something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I went into something that I'm a lot more passionate about and something which genuinely made me really happy, or makes me really happy every single day. The reason I say made is because I'm not actually working at the moment. I got married to my husband in September last year, so we've been married nearly 6 months, and yeah, since then we moved back up to Sheffield. We were originally living in London, in West London, and we moved back up to Sheffield because he was working up here. But yeah, I chose not to go back to work, and we started trying for a baby, and I fell pregnant very quickly, but it's exactly what we wanted and we can't wait. We are due in August, so yeah, we've got a little one on the way that is happily kicking away at the moment in my tummy. I'll try and pop some videos or some photos of the bump up if you guys are interested in that at all. I don't know. Okay, so next thing we're going to use is foundation, and we're going to use the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in shade 250. So I've got my wet Real Technique sponge here, so I'm going to pop this actually straight on my face and then spread it around with my sponge. So of course, being a registered veterinary nurse, I have lots of pets. Not as many as I would like, mind you, but I do have quite a fair few. So I have a sausage dog called Milo. He is 3 years old, or 3.5 years old, and we rescued him from a lady that was going back to work, so she couldn't spend the time with him that he needed at home anymore. And this was back when I was living with my mum, and she also works from home, so she wanted a doggy, and we found him, and it's just one of those things that was perfect and meant to be. It was the right dog that came along at the right time for the right family. I'll pop some pictures up of all my animals so you guys can put animal faces to the animal names. He is a little monkey. He's very stubborn, as most Dachshunds are, but we wouldn't change him for the world. And he has a lot of personality, which you don't always find in dogs. So yeah, he is the whole family's baby. He has me and my mum wrapped around his little finger. I'm not even going to deny it. He loves carrots, he loves cucumber, he loves obviously the normal standard doggy treats that you get, like pedigree dentist sticks and greenies and things like that. But yeah, he'll do anything for a carrot, bless him. So I'm just using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium Sand, just because I need to use it up really. So I also have 3 cats. They are getting on quite a bit now. I have Tigger, who is my cat, and she is, I'm going to say 14 or 15 years old. And we have her sister, Tabby, who's my mum's cat, and she's the same age as her. We got them as kittens. We rescued them as well from a lady whose cat had kittens and she had no idea what to do. So we ended up rescuing the whole litter between me and my mum and our extended family. And we also have Smokey. He is the man of the house, we like to call him, or we did call him that for many, many years. He's got much older now, so I would say he's more like the granddad of the house. He is 16 now, 16 going on 17, and bless him, he's looking his age. I'll try and find a photo of him when he was a bit younger, rather than an older one to pop up. But yeah, they are my babies. So I have 2 tabby striped cats. I have 1 long-haired black cat, which is Smokey, and I have my dachshund. But I really, really want a black and white cat, just because I feel like it would make a bit of a set, you know. And I just feel like I don't have enough animals. And being up here in Sheffield, we don't have any animals up here. My husband's contracting, so we're not actually sure how long we will be staying up here for, but that's why we can't have any animals at the moment, just because we're going where his work goes at the moment, and it just wouldn't be fair. Right, so I'm going to use the Halo Glow setting powder from ELF, which is another newbie to my collection. I don't have to admit, I don't like the sifter on this. I might have to take it off. So I've just tapped some into my lid, and I'm going to use another Real Technique sponge, but a dry one. I'm going to make sure my under eyes aren't creasy. I'm going to do a little bit of a bake. So my husband's name is Jimmy, and we met in Sheffield when I was actually in my first 2 days in Sheffield. We met on Freshers' Night and 7 years later I ended up marrying him, and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. He is the love of my life and treats me like an absolute queen, and I wouldn't change him for the world. He's amazing. And I'm hoping you guys might have to go in the comments or go on my Instagram. I'm trying to persuade him to do a YouTube video with me. I want to do one where I'll do half of my makeup, like one side, and he'll try and copy the other half. And I'll let him watch me do the first half, so he'll get a bit of almost insider knowledge on how to do it, and then he'll just have to try and copy it. But sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos and he'll be watching something as well, or watching with me or whatever, and he'll look at the screen and he'll go, I could do that. And I just think, no you couldn't. No, you couldn't, babe. But he's convinced that some of the things that he sees on YouTube, he would be able to do. So I want to put his theory to the test. Next, I'm going to use my Revolution Pro Skin Finish in the shade Opalescent. Just going to stick it on my big powder brush and pretty much pop it everywhere. It's just one of those other things that will give me really nice glowy skin. You probably won't be able to see it on camera. Well, hopefully you can. I'm literally putting that everywhere. Here, there and everywhere. And then I'm going to set my face and get all this powder soaked up. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Shake and Glow Setting Spray. This has a lovely, really lovely mist on it. I don't know if you can see that. No. So next we're going to contour with the Revolution Pro HD Powder Contour Palette. It looks a bit like this. This one is well used and well loved. So, what else do I need to tell you about my life? So I found my love for makeup about a year ago, and since then it's just kind of been unstoppable. I started off by buying lots of Makeup Revolution stuff and fell in love with it, and that was everything that I used from them really was like my way of learning what I was doing with makeup, or what I thought I was doing with makeup. And then once I started getting a better understanding, I started to buy more higher end stuff, mainly eyeshadow palettes because they're fun to play with. But yeah, I'm by no means an expert. I don't think I really have any idea what I'm doing with makeup, to be honest. I just whack it on and hope for the best. But like anyone, everyone has their bad days, don't they, when they're playing with makeup. It can all go belly up quite quickly. Especially when you put too much contour on, which I'm hoping I haven't done. It looks okay. So now I'm going to bronze using my Becca, Chloe and Malika palette, which looks a bit like that. And we're going to use this bottom right shade. I really like this palette. This I bought in TK Maxx, or if you're from America, I guess you call it TJ Maxx. We call it TK Maxx over here. It's just a nice warm bronzer shade for me, and it suits my skin tone perfectly, I think. Some might say otherwise. Yeah, it's a lovely shade. So my background. My parents, as you can probably gather by now, I am really fit into any ethnicity. I'm one of those people that when you go to the doctors, or when you get in, I don't even know if it's on your driving licence, and you have to tick ethnicity, I don't fit into any of the categories. I end up going under other. And then, so the midwife, when I went for my first booking appointment with the midwife, she said to me, so what ethnicity are you? I said, other. I said, is there an option for other? And she said, yeah, but you still need to write it in here. And I said, well, my dad's parents were born in Jamaica and my mum's parents were born in India and Pakistan, but back then it was all one country, so what ethnicity do you make of that? She said, oh, mixed then. And I said, yeah, other. But yeah, so I have quite a big background and very proud of the cultures that I come from. Very proud to be Caribbean, or Caribbean as Jimmy says, and very, very proud as well to be Asian. and it also means that I know how to cook a mean curry goat, and I also know how to cook a mean chicken curry, Indian chicken curry. So I've got that to be thankful for my heritage. So now we're going to pop some blusher on, and I'm going to use my Milani blush, and there's 3 shades in here. They don't have individual names, so I'm just going to use this one and mix between the two. I have a couple of favourite YouTubers that I guess are worth mentioning. I have Make Me Up Missa. She's actually the one that inspired me to start my YouTube channel. We have there's a Patreon group, and I'm part of that with her, and she's hilarious, first of all, and she's a lovely person, and if you need advice or anything like that, then you can ask her, I can ask her, or we can ask her in the Patreon group. She's just, yeah, she's lovely, and her YouTube videos are always very entertaining. Obviously Jeffree Star, I don't know, I reckon everyone follows him on YouTube by now. He's been around for long enough, hasn't he? He's one of my favourites. There's Sean XO, she's really good. I really enjoy watching her videos. And a couple of the other Patreons actually from Mrs. Group. There is Elena and Teresa Mulhern. Yeah, so they're some of my favourite YouTubers. Have a look at them, check them out if you want to. We're going to highlight now with Mega Honey by Makeup Obsession. I love this stuff. It's so soft and shimmery. Can you see that? Lovely. So I'm just going to pop off camera quickly and do my eyebrows and prime my eyelids, and then when I come back we'll get the eyes done, okay? Okay, so eyelids are primed with P. Louise base. I've done my brows. I don't know if you noticed before, but my eyebrows have been microbladed. They were done just before the wedding, so about 7 or 8 months ago now, so they have faded a little bit. That's why when I have makeup on, the makeup that I put on tends to cover up the microblading, so that's why I like to fill them in a bit more and pop a bit of brow gel on. But yeah, they don't take long to do. It's just sometimes when you've got a full face of makeup on, you want to have a bit more brow than just your everyday brow. So I'm going to do my eyes now with the ABH Subculture palette. I bought this a while ago from Bicester Village in Oxford. It's like an outlet place that has lots of high-end brands at outlet prices. So I picked that up, and all my other ABH palettes I got from TK Maxx recently. So there will be videos with them coming up soon. So I'm going to start with this shade here, New Wave, on the ABH brush that comes with it, with the fluffy side of it. And these shadows are really kick-uppy. I don't know if you can see that. Just going to pop that in the crease for now. Don't really know what I'm doing with this look, so we're going to take it as it comes. So Jimmy and I got married in September, and we actually chose to get married in Hawaii. When he proposed to me in 2015, we did look at plenty of wedding venues in the UK, and we both just decided that we'd rather get married abroad. And I lived in Australia when I was younger, so we said to each other, where's your favourite place in the world to get married? And I said Australia, and he said Hawaii. So we went with the option that was closest, although they might as well be the same distance. They're a long way away. But my dad actually lives in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, so we did consider getting married there as well. But Hawaii was just beautiful. So we went there on holiday in 2016 because I said I'm not getting married somewhere I've never been before. So we went there, had a look at some wedding venues, and Jimmy showed me all the reasons that he loved it, and I fell in love with it as well. It's just paradise, absolute paradise, and we had the most amazing wedding day. We had just under 30 people come out, which was amazing. We by no means expected that many people to come, and it was amazing that they did and flew all that way and made all that effort for us. It still boggles my mind now that they did that. Yeah. So I'm still using the shade New Wave on this fluffier brush. So after we got married in Hawaii, we came home, and then 2 weeks after we got home, we had a big party for everyone that couldn't come to our wedding, and we had about 200 people there. So we sort of had a reception. We did have a ceremony. We had a religious ceremony. So Jimmy is a Zoroastrian, which is an ancient Persian religion, and it's very, very rare. There's not many people. There's only one Zoroastrian temple in the whole of the UK, which is actually in Rayners Lane, and it's like the main hub for all of Europe for Zoroastrians. But it's a very small religion in comparison to some of the other bigger ones that are well known. And if you are a Zoroastrian, or if you know anything about them, then get in touch, because we'd love to have a chat and get to know you more as well. So yeah, our religious ceremony was a Zoroastrian one, which was very, very interesting, because the traditions in their religion are very different to others. So we had things like Indian sweets, which we got to eat, coconuts which were circled above our heads as a symbol of good luck, and things like that. If you want to know more about that, then let me know, and I can do a separate video about it and give you as much information as I can. But I'm not going to try and get too deep or too heavy on religion or politics or anything like that, because with coronavirus out there right now, politicians are making questionable decisions, and I could talk about them all day long, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use that same fluffy brush, and I'm going to use the shade Edge, which is this yellow shade here, to blend it out. But so far in my life, my wedding days were the best days of my life. They were great, as well as graduating from Sheffield, and then graduating as a registered veterinary nurse. They were up there too. And the day that I found out I was pregnant, that was pretty special. And in a few months' time, I'm pretty sure having our baby will be up there with the best day of my life as well. So that's next. So now I'm going to use the shade Fudge on my outer corner. And I think I'm going to might go with a bit of a green look actually, so I'm going to use this shade Untamed on a different brush. So with baby on the way, we need to start shopping for things like prams, clothes, things like that a baby needs. So if anyone has any recommendations, I'm just going to use this shade Destiny. If anyone has any recommendations, feel free to bombard me with them. I have a couple of friends that have just had babies themselves, and they've given me lots of recommendations, which is great, and I've been turning to them for advice. But any advice is always welcome, especially baby stuff. So I'm going to go in with the shimmer shade Electric, and I'm going to use it on my Morphe Jeffree Star JS11 brush. Just going to pop it in here. And go back in with this brush which has nothing on it. I might pop a bit of Electric on it actually. Okay, that's it. So I'm just going to dust off the fallout under my eyes with my big powder brush. And we will pop a bit of the shade Destiny on the under eye, which is that green just there. And then I'm going to use that shade Edge, the yellow shade, to blend it out with. Just going to pop a tiny bit of the shade Untamed, that dark green shade, right on the outer edge. And then I'll go back in with the shade Destiny. Just going to use the flatter end of this ABH brush. I don't actually like this end, it's a bit, feels a bit rough on my eye. So that's the eyes done. I'm going to use my Primark Force Green mascara now. This is a really big brush. I'm really trying not to pull my ugly mascara face. And I don't know if you noticed, but I was trying not to pull my ugly under eye face as well. But unfortunately I can't help my wrinkly forehead. Okay, lashes are done. So I actually just remembered that I bought this the other day from Superdrug, and it's the Barry M Bold Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Gunmetal, and it's a lovely shade and super soft. It's like a gunmetal grey. So I'm going to pop that in the waterline. I should have done this before, but there we go. I really like that. It's not as dark as black, but it is, I think it goes with the quite grunginess of the look that I've got going on at the moment. So I'm just going to pop a lip on, and I'm going to use my MAC, this is actually my wedding lipstick, in the shade Whirl, and it's the matte lipstick, this shade, and I have the matching lip liner. So I'm going to pop that on. I do try not to overline my lips too much. Okay. That's wonky, but who cares? There we go. So that is my final look done. I'm going to pop some more setting spray on, the same one that I used before, the L'Oreal Shake and Glow. It just smells amazing. And that's it. What do you think? I quite like these eyes. Something a bit different for me. I'm usually a bit more brighter colours than this, but Make Me Up Miss did a grungy look with the Melt Cosmetics palette that she's got, and I thought, oh, I've got a palette that I could probably work that with. So I thought I'd go for a bit of a grungy look. So Missa, if you're watching, this is what I've got. This is the inspiration from your video. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. I'll list all the products that I've used down below as well, so that if you're interested, then you can have a look. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my channel, like my video, and if you would like to put the notification bell on, then I am going to try and upload once a week. Sorry, that wasn't a fart, it was my foot on the chair. I'm going to try and upload once a week. That's my aim. If it picks up and if I find the time, then I will maybe do it more often. If that's something that you guys would want, let me know, and yeah, stay in touch, and hopefully we can make some more friends, some YouTube friends. That would be lovely. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!